Imagine this. Gold skyrockets to $100,000 per ounce. Your $30,000 stash of gold suddenly becomes worth $1 million. Sounds like you hit the jackpot, right? Well, not so fast. This is exactly what Kelsey Williams, the author of The Federal Reserve is Celebrating, warned about earlier this year. Back in March, when gold was still hovering around $3,000 an ounce, he predicted it would rise to $3,460, a bold call that's nearly been proven right. But now he's going much further, saying that if the US dollar collapses, gold could soar past $100,000. And here's the twist. That's not good news. Let's say your 10 ounces of gold now add up to $1 million on paper. But if at that moment supermarkets don't accept dollars, your bank is frozen, and even your phone doesn't work, then what can you actually do with that million? This is the uncomfortable truth. Gold isn't rising. The dollar is dying. And the question is not, how high will gold go, but rather, can gold still buy you the life you want? Williams argues that gold's value lies in preserving purchasing power, not multiplying your net worth. He points out that in 1980, an ounce of gold was $843. Today it's over $3,400. That might seem like a 4 times gain, but all it really did was keep up with decades of dollar devaluation. In 1980, a $50,000 salary gave you a solid middle-class life. In 2025, you'd need nearly $200,000 to afford the same lifestyle, and guess what? Gold just kept pace. So when Williams warns that gold could go to $100,000, it's not a celebration, it's a siren, a signal that trust in fiat money is eroding, and we could be heading toward a world where gold doesn't just store value, it becomes the value. In this video, we'll unpack what Williams is really saying, and why hoping for gold at $100,000 might mean wishing for a world you don't actually want to live in. Let's break it down.
Let's kick things off with the headline that's grabbing everyone's attention. Gold could reach $100,000 an ounce. That's what Kelsey Williams, author of The Federal Reserve is Celebrating, claimed this week. Now, this isn't coming from a random conspiracy theorist. Back in March, when gold was around $3,000, Williams predicted it would hit $3,460. Today, we're nearly there. But this new number, $100,000, isn't really a prediction, it's a warning. And Williams isn't saying it like a gold salesman hyping up the next rally. He's saying, if gold hits $100,000, something catastrophic has happened. The US dollar is likely worthless. So imagine this. You bought 10 ounces of gold at $3,000. Now it's worth $1 million. On paper, you've 33x'd your money. But if at the same time no one accepts dollars, banks have collapsed and stores are empty, then what's your gold really worth? Can you buy food, pay for shelter, charge your phone? That's the trap. A high gold price is not a sign of wealth, it's a sign of collapse. Williams flips the usual gold bug fantasy upside down. The real value of gold isn't in how high it climbs, it's in how it helps you survive when fiat currencies don't.
Williams introduces a critical distinction. Value isn't about price, it's about purchasing power. Think about this. In 1980, 1 ounce of gold cost $843. Today, it's over $3,400. That seems like a huge gain, but the truth, all it did was keep up with inflation. In 1980, you could earn $50,000 a year and support a family, buy a home, maybe even take a vacation. In 2025, you might need $200,000 for the same lifestyle. So gold hasn't exactly made you rich. It's protected you. It's kept your standard of living from sinking. And that's the real role of gold, not as a get-rich-quick asset, but as a store of stability. Williams says it best. Gold hasn't gone up. The dollar has gone down. So when people cheer gold breaking $5,000 or $10,000, they may not realize they're actually celebrating their own currency losing value.
If gold hits $100,000, that assumes the dollar no longer works. Williams says At that point, gold won't even be priced in dollars anymore. We might see pricing done in yuan, Bitcoin, or even a full return to gold as the unit of account. Picture a world where prices are listed like this. A pair of jeans equals 0.01 ounces of gold. A bag of rice equals 0.005 ounces. Gas equals 0.002 ounces per liter. This isn't fantasy, it's how the world worked during the gold standard. The price of gold didn't matter. What mattered was how much stuff your gold could buy. So Williams challenges us, stop thinking in dollars, think in value. In a world where currencies collapse, we might return to gold as the direct benchmark of worth, not just an investment. Let's get real. If gold is worth $100,000, we're not in a functioning society anymore. Williams lays it out starkly. Down arrow banks are shut. Communication networks are down. Supermarkets don't accept your cards or even cash. Social order could collapse. You may own $1 million in gold, but you're surrounded by chaos. And in that world, what matters isn't your portfolio. It's what you can access, trade, and protect. Williams paints a scenario that feels like a financial apocalypse. A world where digital wealth is meaningless and only physical goods, food, water, medicine, and yes, gold, matter. But even then, gold only works if someone else wants it. If society stops trusting everything, even gold, then we're talking full system failure. So no, this is not a dream scenario. It's a nightmare dressed up like a windfall. And it forces us to ask, are you preparing to be rich or preparing to survive? To wrap it up, let's ask the real question. What is gold really protecting? Not your bank balance, not some imaginary $1 million payday. It's protecting your ability to live your life. That's the power of gold. It's a hedge, not a jackpot. Williams reminds us that gold protects your daily standard of living against currency erosion. It doesn't make you rich. It stops you from becoming poor. And that's why gold is still relevant today. It's not because it'll hit $100,000. It's because when currencies fail and markets crack, gold keeps you afloat. Now, if you want more insights like this, not just price predictions, but deep logic behind market shifts, check out our full report, Global Strategy, Fire Day, Bubble Returns. We decode the big moves in China's stock rally, the US election impact, and the coming showdown at the Federal Reserve. The next financial shock is coming. Will you ride the wave or be swept away?